morning, and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 172. We're going to be talking about the latest college football news as Michigan is now on the search for a new head coach. We're also going to talk about the game of the week, Army, Navy, USA, USA. And then we're going to go on to Sunday's must-watch games in the NFL, where we finish with Tim's best bet. He went 2-2, 2-0 in the NFL actually last week. So can he go 4-0 this weekend? Let's get it started.
Yeah. I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here to Mardi Gras.
And I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
Welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 172. I'm here with Anthony and Tim, and boy, do we got some tea to talk about. Anthony, please, let's just jump right into this. And what's going on with Michigan?
Yeah, so Sherome Moore out at Michigan. Now, first off, if you're on social media, what a day for social media. I mean, just all the trolls between either Michigan State, Ohio State, great memes. But Michigan has moved on from him, so let's get the facts out there, okay? He has been detained by the police and in a jail cell at this point. We've seen the mugshot. He got fired because of having inappropriate relationships with a staff member. So, does Michigan owe him any money? Zero. He gets fired with cause, just like what LSU tried to do with Brian Kelly, but this one actually stuck. This is just bad for Michigan. Michigan can't stay out of the media. This roller coaster that they've had. Let's just start with it. Harbaugh leaving for the NFL. We're like, oh, okay, after winning a national championship, wow. Then they get the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. And then you get the repercussions of that cheating a year later, where a multimillionaire is the head coach for Michigan because he's a big donor, which will be the head coach now for the bowl game. And then now we have this Sherome Moore situation. I think it's just time to clean house. I really, truly do. AD's got to be gone, everything like this, because it's just a bad precedent as well after a couple days after signing day, and then this comes out after there was an investigation earlier on that they found no truth to, and then it comes out as the same. This is just really bad for Michigan. I will truly say Sherome Moore seemed like a cool guy. Can't have this. I'm waiting to see what the police report has before we go down that train, because that's all allegedly until proven guilty. So, but yeah, big day for Sherome Moore, and yeah, not a good day for Michigan.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love the drama. I love to hear it, but this is a little too messy and too many years of consistent messiness. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like it's going to start to ruin the reputation of Michigan. Like, that's a big deal. Tim, what do you think about all this?
Well, when Anthony was talking, I was looking out the window outside your car. Was there a snowplow that just went by, or
yeah, I think so.
Classic. Anyway,
I'm in a fishbowl, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be. I mean, we can only speculate what's going on. But if he's got detained by the cops, there's something going on.
Yeah.
You don't get detained by the cops just for messing around with a personal assistant. Well, she was the executive assistant to the coach.
Yeah.
So if he's getting detained, there's some other issues that are going on, which we can only speculate. We don't have all the information, but this is kind of serious. And another thing, we have to talk about the sports of it because we are sports people. Who they go after for your next coach? It better not be somebody from Michigan. Yeah. You've tried that twice already. It has been unsuccessful. You got to go out and get somebody outside that can calm everything down. I've heard the rumors of Caleb DeBoer out of Alabama. You're in the playoffs, Caleb. Why would you want to go there? I think he's got ties. I've heard he's got ties there. Jed Fish out of Washington is also another possible candidate. I think he was a Michigan assistant. I think under Harbaugh. I think if they go after another coach, you've got to calm these waters down. It's murky right now, and I agree with you. You've got to clean house. The AD's got to go. Everybody's got to go. We've got to have a clean slate. And I think if the next coach you bring in is got to calm this situation down and very fast, because one good thing for Michigan, the portal has been extended to January 3rd. So
January 2nd.
January 2nd. So that will give them enough time. And you've got a big quarterback in Bryce Underwood. You'd like to use him next year. If he doesn't like what the coach is, he may transfer.
Well, and he's already removed Michigan from his whole social media, so that's already speculated. Now, we said this all year, and I found out the truth. I was watching Pat McAfee. So, when a coach gets fired or coach leaves, the transfer portal for that team does not open up then. It opens up 5 days after the coach has been hired. Well, that kind of sets up, because if Alabama would lose that first game, then DeBoers might be able to go to Michigan, and then the transfer portal opens up the second. There's a lot to go on with that one as well. I also think the Penn State hire, I can't think of that coach name. He would have been a great person to go there, because he's got a lot of ties there. He came from Toledo, blah, blah, blah. I also think there's another name out there. It's offense coordinator for Notre Dame. And because he's got ties to Michigan, I will say right now, if this would have happened 2 to 3 weeks ago, that was the only other coaching position open outside of LSU that would have been a top tier. Michigan is top tier program. And I will say, I don't love any openings right now while Marcus Freeman's not coaching. I don't want any chances of him, because I can't get on social media because I see all these fake accounts that are like, he's already signed with the Giants, and I don't want to see it. Don't do it. But would Freeman take this job? Would he go to the Big Ten in Michigan after Notre Dame getting screwed out of the playoffs?
He's got ties to Big Ten, Ohio State.
Yeah, but that's the only problem.
Wouldn't he love to beat them?
But I think that's the problem, though, is if it was Ohio State open, I could see him going. But I don't see him going to a rival school like that. But, yeah, not really good for Michigan. And I will say this, too, real quick. Like, what a bad day for Sherome Moore. I mean, truly just, like, getting fired. They all find out, and then you have this police and all the – it's ugly. It's an ugly mess, and not good for a program that is, the other thing I want to throw out there real quick, if they would have beat Ohio State, if they might have got into the playoffs, does this come out? Or is this just another 3-game suspension just because Michigan got a slap on the wrist for that cheating scandal? Whether other teams are doing it or not, they won a national championship off of that. So I just want to say that, like, it's funny how college football can definitely play into this whole atmosphere.
I think, Anthony, this still does come out, because you got the police involved with this now. The police they don't care. Just like the FBI with the scaling, with the betting, they don't care. They're going to go after. We don't care if it's a slow news day or whatever. They're going to go after.
But that was after that happened after he got fired.
Right.
So does he get fired?
Apparently, what I've heard is that this was going on. They were investigating back in October about this.
Correct, and it came clean.
And they didn't have enough information. So what changed between October and today?
Losing Ohio State, not making the playoff. I just say that, like, I'm not big conspiracy theory and all that stuff, but, like, when he wins, it gets really quiet around areas. When you're losing, it gets really loud.
Yep.
Well, I'll definitely be keeping my ear to the ground, because I want to hear more of what comes out of this.
It's the Bravo college football.
So, in other news happening in college football, Jim Knowles is off to his 3rd school in 3 seasons. I feel like that should be talked about more, too. I feel like, maybe being overshadowed by Michigan a little bit, but, like, that seems like a lot of inconsistency. Tim, what do you feel about this?
Well, is Jim Knowles the Matt Patricia of Ohio? I mean, 3 schools in 3 years? I mean, maybe he's not the guru DC guy that everybody wants. I mean, yeah, he was great at Ohio State, maybe because they just had great players.
Right.
They get great players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe he could turn around. Tennessee definitely needs somebody like that, because their defense usually stinks. But it ain't always their defense. It's the offense. Sometimes they're inconsistent. Their quarterback play is inconsistent at Tennessee. So, I mean, it will help, but you got to get a quarterback that's consistent. Josh Heupel's got to get somebody that's a quarterback that's consistent on a game-to-game basis.
Okay. Well, he went from what? Penn State to Ohio State and now
No.
Tennessee.
Ohio
was
State, Penn State, then Tennessee.
Okay. So Anthony, how was he with Penn State? Was he a force to be reckoned with?
Well, this year they lost to Northwestern. They lost to UCLA. They lost to Oregon. I truly believe, and also too, when defensive coordinators come in, head coaches come in, they should never be judged on their first year because that's not the recruits coming in. Even with the transfer portal the way it is, things like that, they have to build it. I just think this is more of a new coach coming in. He's probably got his guys lined up already. So you're an odd man out. So go get that job. And that's where it makes sense for him to head to Tennessee. I also definitely agree with what you said, Mr. Tim Cook. Like Tennessee's defense has been nowhere to be found for the past whatever years. I do think when you look back at the Ohio State years, you had a lot of good talent come out of that. And wait, did you guys? Oh wait, you won a national championship. Yes, on a solid defense. I think he took his money when he got it out of Ohio State. Now he's like, okay, I got to build my credibility back up because Penn State ain't working out. But yeah, hopefully it works out in Tennessee. If not, it might be 4 teams in 4 years, and he might be going down to the Division III level.
Golly, that'll be something to talk about too.
Oh, Anthony, Matt Campbell is the new coach at Penn State. I just thought of it.
Yes, and he would have been a great one for Michigan.
He would have.
But again, timing is everything. And I will just say this because the flag is behind me. I don't want to hear any more about Notre Dame until next year. Because if Marcus Freeman leaves, then we're in the same boat that Michigan's in, where all the coaches have already decided where they're going. The only plus of Michigan, and if Notre Dame would, is now you can go get NFL coaches. Because the season has been far enough now where if you're not in playoff contention, you could go take an NFL coach.
Right.
But does an NFL coach want to come to college?
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference there for sure. All right, well, let's move on to our must-watch game for the college football. And this weekend is, of course, Army versus Navy. You heard us do the USA chant earlier. So, Anthony, take me through what should we be looking out for in this game?
Yeah, this is such a patriotic game. I love it. I say the USA chants because I better hear it 100 times. It is always a great one. I will say both teams love to run the ball, but watch out for Navy. They actually average over 125 yards of passing throwing the ball. As I say, both teams like to run the ball, but guess what both teams don't like to do on defense? Stop the run. So this is a game where I actually believe it's going to be a little bit of a high-scoring game. I know everyone bets the under on the Army-Navy because of the time of possession, blah, blah, blah. But if they can't stop the run and the other teams like to run the ball, well, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be a lot of points in this. Army had a good year last year, okay? But then the Navy midshipmen would take the win last year to steal it. Can Army steal it from Navy's great season? Because Navy has only lost to 2 teams this year. Now let's hear these 2 teams. One is Notre Dame, obviously, and one of them is North Texas. 2 teams that were on the bubble of getting into the college playoffs. They beat some notable teams this year. Navy's look good, but when it comes down to this game, which I will deem right now best rivalry game in college football because of what it means. I love your Alabama and Auburns, and I love your other whatever USC, Notre Dame, whatever. This game, standalone, everyone watches, everyone wants to see. I have Navy winning this game just because I do believe that they are the better team, but I would not be surprised if Army steals it because that's what happened last year where Army was good and Navy stole it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to lean towards Navy too, but I do want to say I appreciate, the focus on this game, like throughout the season that they are making this a spotlight game. Like I know there's some bowl games going on early and such, but it is important to, have these teams have the spotlight. Tim, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think this is going to be cool. I think the uniform is going to be cool.
Yes.
Each team is going to have the Navy is going to have the original 6 frigates. I don't know how to say that. I don't want to botch it. And Army's going to be wearing the marble themed salute for 250 years. That's going to look awesome, I think. This game does not count towards – they both are in this AAC.
Yep.
So this does not count towards league standings. I think the key is going to be turnovers. Which team can pass the ball effectively? I think whichever team can, and because they both run it, and the QBs are the leading rushers for both teams. So that's another key as well. I will let you know later in the show who I like.
Ooh. And I will say we have seen the helmets already.
Yes.
The Navy helmets are just so cool. And then
Yeah.
the Army, like their jerseys and stuff are always super cool. I love the military themed in this. And then you just get the crowd into it as well.
Well,
I
and that's the one thing I wanted to say too is the fans. You've got everybody, Army and Navy, in the crowd, and they always pan to the crowd. That is so awesome. You see the kids in there just jumping around. You know, this is their getaway game. They can really just get excited. I love that part of it as well.
Yep.
I haven't seen the Army jerseys, but I did see that the Navy's helmets is taking 4 hours each helmet
Yes.
to get done. Like
Wow.
that just tells you how much detail is going into it. So yeah, that's going to be spectacular.
And honestly, that might not even be enough, to be honest with you. These teams deserve everything they get because these players are not most likely not going to go to the NFL. They have to fill out a service. Before they could do that, these people that are doing this are not just playing a sport, they're also giving back to their country. When you say that stuff, it just gives you chills right there, right? Because with NIL the way it is and transfer portal and all this game means differently no matter if they did join a conference or not and could play each other in the regular season. This game just always means different.
Yes, absolutely. There's a bunch of respect that goes into this for sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, before we move on too far, let's go back and talk about who we think the potential Heisman candidates or who we think the potential winner is going to be this year. What are our options, Anthony?
Yeah, so it's Love from Notre Dame. It will be Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. It's Pavia from Vanderbilt, and then it's Ty Simpson from Alabama. That's our 4 options.
Okay. And Tim, who do you think is going to take it?
I think it's going to be Mendoza. He's the odds-on favorite right now. The game he played against Ohio State probably put him over the edge. Maybe a dark horse would. I'm going to say Maeva.
Yeah.
I say he's got the stats to prove it, but I think it's going to be Mendoza for him to lose. But I think he's got it.
Okay. What about you, Anthony?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Mendoza. If the struggles against Ohio State, it's one different thing, right?
Yeah.
Ty Simpson struggled at the end of the year. I'm actually surprised he's kind of a finalist with how bad he struggled going into the end of the year. There is rumors that he is dealing with a back injury, which could lead to why he's been playing the way he has. I don't believe, as a Notre Dame fan, that Love should win it because Ashton Genty had twice the year last year than Love did. I love Love. I love Love, but
Yes.
I think he was great. But I also didn't think it helped when he went out early on the Stanford game when he could have ran up some more stats. But you can't touch Ashton Genty, his stats from last year.
Well, and you don't think, what's his name, Pave? He's done his press tour enough. You don't think he's putting his name out there?
I think if he played at one of the bigger schools, I get it, Vanderbilt's played well, but when you talk about where you play at, that does matter. And it also matters whether your team's in the college football playoffs. I truly believe that too. Like Ty Simpson and Mendoza should be. And if you look at this, it's 3 quarterbacks and 1 running back. What about Rodriguez from Texas Tech?
Where were you going to mention that?
What about some of these players that just dominate? I mean, I don't care for Miami, but that D lineman that's supposed to be the number 1 draft or the number 1 D lineman cut off. Like, what about that? I understand that there's separate awards, but when it comes to Heisman, it's a quarterback one. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is there anything for the running backs? Because like you're saying, like this year and last year, there's always a candidate in there, but is there a special award for running backs or are they usually lumped?
There's an award for every position. I mean, linebacker, I think it's the Butkus Award.
Yes.
For quarterback, there's even a quarterback award. And the quarterback award could go to someone else.
The Walter Camp Award. That's the quarterback one.
It could go to someone else while another person wins the Heisman. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But yes, there's even a best offensive lineman, defensive lineman. College football does it right compared to NFL.
Yeah.
Lou Groza Award. That's for the best punter, I think, or best kicker. Yeah.
Should be the Pat McAfee Award.
He would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the NFL. Let's talk about some of our must-watch games. So, Tim, take me through your first must-watch.
I'm going to go with my team back here, Green Bay and Denver. Green Bay, for Green Bay, they've got to have a balanced attack on offense against that Denver defense, which is number 3 in the NFL. Denver's defense has 56 sacks this year, which is number 1 in the NFL, and Nick Bonita is leading that charge. Green Bay needs to establish a run. Got to get Josh Jacobs going to Emmanuel Wilson, and limit Denver's rushing attack. What on defense they got to limit Bo Nix. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him do some big play magic. For Denver, run the ball consistent. It worked well last week with R.J. Harvey. That'll open up the passing game. Denver had 3 drives last week of at least 8 minutes long. They need the pass rush to show up. They've got to get to Love, make him throw off his back foot, make him scramble a little bit. Don't let him set back there, because if you let him set back there all day, it could be a long day for Denver. You got to keep Bo Nix clean, the offensive line. Their success revolves around him not getting sacked. Can't believe I'm doing this, Anthony and Lisa, but this is one of my best bets this week.
Oh,
Never bet against your own team or bet on your team.
Oh.
I know I've said that, and I've said it, and I've said it, but I'm that confident this week.
Well, so we know it's going towards Denver's way then. And I will say, outside of betting on your own team, you don't draft anyone in fantasy on your team, because
I did that all year. I had the defense.
Yeah.
I had the kicker. That was it.
And did you make the playoffs?
No.
Yes. And I didn't draft
There's
anyone
other
for my
factors
team.
in play there. Hold on. Okay, Anthony, well, what do you think about this game? Is this a good one?
Yeah, I think this is a great game. It also reminds me of a little bit of the 90s, 1000s, right? It's a great game. I wish they would throw throwback jerseys a little bit, because it reminds me of the Brett Favre, John Elway's kind of type of games. I think on the offensive side, running the ball would be great. I just don't think you're going to do it for Denver. I think you got to get Cortland Sutton available, and wherever the Green Bay, get that ball out of his hands fast, because Parsons is coming on hard right now. No pun intended. But it's just one of these things where I do think the way Parsons and that defense is starting to look, even against the Bears, they did pretty well. You got to get these wide receivers involved. Troy Franklin and things like this. There's way too many options. I think Bo Nix struggles in this game. I truly do. And it's just one of those games where we come back and we're like, is Denver for real? Are they actually for real? Now, if they win, I'll feel differently. On the other side, for Green Bay, Josh Jacobs. You do not want to get involved with these DBs of Denver. Pat Surtain and all them. They can shut down wide receivers. Run the frickin' ball down Denver's throat. Can you? I don't know, but you got to do that. I will also say Green Bay may have the upper hand on this one, because their wide receivers, it just seems like each week someone else is different, is turning on. Christian Watson was last week. The week before that was Wicks. Before that was Romeo Doubs. It's just, you don't know who to guard. And Riley Moss is going to be a deciding factor in this game, because he's going to have the second best wide receiver. And when you talk about Green Bay, their 1 through 4 are right about the same stage. So I like Green Bay to win this game. Where's it at? Is it Mile High?
It's at Mile High.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I still like Green Bay.
I think I'm leaning towards Green Bay too. I feel like they're coming off a win from the Bears, and I don't know, something about Denver is just not feeling right now. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but that's just me.
Well, and I will say this too. It might be a letdown game for Green Bay, because you had to win against the Bears. So can you get back with that momentum and stuff, going to Mile High where you're breathing different, balls travel farther, people are naked in the stands, because that's what we do in Mile High. It just could be a whole different situation. I still think Green Bay is getting hot at the right time.
Well, and also too, Anthony, the Bears playing, so are they going to look ahead as well?
Yeah.
It didn't take all of it out of them last week. This week they go to Denver. Then they have to go to Chicago next Saturday night. That's going to be a lot on them.
Yeah. And this game doesn't matter. That Bears game matters.
Right.
Ooh,
right.
You might have changed my mind.
Yeah, you're right, Pat Narduzzi. This game does not matter.
Yeah. Games head-to-head does not matter as a Notre Dame fan.
Nope.
So.
All right, Anthony. Well, take me into your first must-watch this Sunday.
Yes, Bills and Patriots. So, this is important for both teams. What are you talking about? The Patriots are winning, but this is important because I still want to see, are the Bills for real? Or are the Patriots for real in this game? Bills need to prove that they're going to, go on this little swing. This would be the first time that they would win 3 games in a row since week 4. They're so inconsistent on their game. The Bills wide receivers have to wake up. If It cannot be James Cook doing everything, Ty Johnson, and Josh Allen. This team has to have wide receivers. Keon Coleman needs to step up in this game, but he's going to go against a great defense. On the other side, final thing about the Bills. Josh Allen, do what you need to do to win this game. If that means 100 carries, I don't care. If it means 100 passing yards, I don't care. If it's 500 passing yards, I don't care. You guys have to win this game. On the other side for the Patriots, they started getting respect after beating the Bills when they beat them in Buffalo, but it still feels like this. I actually heard someone today compare them to the Hoosiers, Indiana Hoosiers of college football. I think that's a great comparison. All year, even this guy right here was like, Indiana's really not that good. They're not good. And then they beat Ohio State, and we're like, okay, if the Patriots can sweep the Bills this year, I think you have to give them their flowers in this situation. Patriots need to play their game straight up, and they have to come after Josh Allen. Now, the Patriots are coming off of a bye, so that is a big deciding factor. Are they going to come out rusty? Vrabel played in the NFL, okay? He knows what buys and stuff like that. I don't expect it. One thing I will say is Patriots are not favored to win this game at home after winning 10 games. That's enough bulletin board right there material to be ready for this game. I like the Patriots to win. I just don't trust the Bills, and 3 games winning streak might change my mind, but I like the Patriots. I think they just got a good thing going there.
Okay. All right. That's pretty convincing. Tim, give me your side before I decide.
I think coming off the bye is key. They can't start out slow at home. I think with that bye and the way Josh Allen is playing, I mean, he's up and down. The whole team is up and down. They don't know what their identity is. I'll let you know later who I like.
Oh, yeah. This is the easiest bet, I think, in this whole weekend. And I hope you're taking the side I think I am, because I will tell you right now, being not favored at home is crazy after winning 10 games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah.
Well, we just talked about the last game about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I definitely think you laid it all out there. I think, you got me leaning towards the Patriots too. But I do think Josh Allen's going to take the matters into his own hands a lot here and run it for himself.
So who do you have?
Oh, I said the Patriots.
Oh, okay. I was like, if you just side up and go to the Bills right there, that's a crazy change.
Well, and also too, Buffalo needs this game.
Yes.
Because if you don't win, you might as well kiss the division goodbye, and now you're going to go on the road to more likely Pittsburgh or Baltimore.
Well, and you are kissing it goodbye, because now you'd be 3 back with 3 to go, and you can't. And you got swept. So it's a clinching moment for the Patriots if they win. But they're only a game back if they win, if the Bills win. So it's one of those things where you're right back there in it. And we've seen teams collapse. Look at the Colts, because we're going to talk about them eventually too.
Oof, this is a tight race here. Okay, Tim, well, take me into your second must-watch game.
We're going to talk about Detroit and the Rams. I think the key matchup is, can this Lions defense slow down this high-powered offense of the Rams? Detroit has not seen an offense like this. Maybe the Cowboys, but they don't have the receivers that the Rams do in Nakua and Devontae Adams. For the Rams, it only has 11 turnovers this year, which that was a weird stack. 6 fewest. Detroit might have to come out. They got to get the ball. They got to get turnovers on Stafford. Get some pressures. I think they have to do that just like Carolina did. So I like the Rams. It's hard to bet against them right now at home. So I like the Rams.
No, I'm with you completely. I think the Rams have way too many options out there, and if one gets shut down, he's got another one right behind it. So I'm right there with you. What, Anthony? What do you got to say?
Didn't this man last podcast be like, "What about the Lions? What about the Lions in the power rankings?" And then he's going to bet against, or not bet against them, but pick against them.
Yeah. I changed my mind. I changed my mind.
Yeah. That's what a couple days will do right there.
Exactly.
I think I definitely agree with you. It's Jared Goff, because it is back. It's in LA, right?
Correct.
So Jared Goff is coming back to LA for the first time since this whole ordeal when he got traded after being in a Super Bowl. He's already said, "This doesn't matter to me." Yes, it does. This matters. You want to win this game. I also think that the way Detroit's offense is starting to pick up again, I think it's scary. Puka Nacua is a stud. He is a stud. He comes down with catches sometimes that you're like, how? Where did that ball come from, and how did it? They do have the running attack as well as Blake Corum looks like a great running back. But while you also have Kyron Williams, I mean, honestly, that is the two combo. It's about the running attack. So I'm actually going my favoritism on that way. And I'm saying I think Detroit wins this game.
Wow.
I think they find a way to win this game. I think it's a one where didn't the Rams just lose last weekend? 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, they blew out Arizona last week.
Yeah, well, everyone does this week.
Yeah, that's their homecoming game.
Yeah.
But not really at home.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, Anthony. Well, take me into your second must-watch game. Is that going to shock us here?
No, it's not. It's the Colts versus the Seahawks. Great game, right? Great records. But a 44-year-old grandpa will be playing in this game against the number 2 defense in the NFL. Okay? And which he will be playing the Texans if he lasts that long as the last game of the year, who's the number 1 defense. So he's got to find out who he is real quick. On the Colts side, what do we got to do? We got to run the damn ball with Jonathan Taylor. Get this ball out of Phillip Rivers' hands real quick. And I think that's the biggest thing. Get it out of his hands quick. I don't know if he's got to stand a yard back more because this man ain't outrunning anyone. He was thick when he played back in 2020, which we were going through a global pandemic. And we're out of that now, okay? Like, I know there's still college players still playing at 26 years old because of the COVID. But it's been a while, and he gained a little weight. The only problem, though, is I still think he can sling the ball. Once you sling the ball, you can always sling the ball. Colts defense also has to step up. And I'm just going to give you guys a hint real quick. Colts defense, if you're watching, which I know you are because everyone watches this, just guard JSN. I know that's crazy, but just like put 2 people on him. I don't know. Maybe maybe put a safety over the top just to make sure. I don't know. I'm not a genius or anything, but the man's catching everything. On the Seahawks side, get after Phillip Rivers. Blitz him heavy in the first half. Then, in the second half, bluff. Act like you're bringing pressure. Drop him out. Because Phillip Rivers might have been coaching high school and might have played back in 2020, but defenses change so dramatically. And this is going to be a test on seeing how much he actually can see when it comes to live defense. On the other side, with the Seahawks, keep Darnold upright. And get Shaheed more involved. He's been getting slowly more involved in this offense. That helps out JSN. And he's a big deep ball threat anyways. So get him involved as well. Finally, I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts have some trick plays in their pocket. So be ready for that, Seahawks, because the Colts are fighting for their lives right now. I actually don't even think they're in the playoffs right now if the season would end. I think they're on the outside looking in because of the 5 losses. So be expecting some big trick plays, things like that. But Phillip Rivers, Christmas is right around the corner. You were supposed to be Santa Claus, not playing NFL quarterback. Just survive this game, okay? Just survive. How old are you, Mr. Tim Cook?
I'm 56.
56. I think you're next on the depth chart if they decide to put a quarterback. Yeah. And I'm a little disappointed because I had a combine video and they didn't even ask me to play. So I'm just
right.
It's crazy with this, but my winner in this is Seahawks. I will say though, final thing about the Seahawks because I don't know if we'll talk about them in the future. I think they're getting hot at the wrong time. They're getting hot right now, but can they keep this up 4 more games and into the playoffs? I always feel like the Seahawks get hot like in the middle of the season and then die off by the end of the year because of when they get hot. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Well, I guess I'm kind of confused because you said the Packers were getting hot at the right time. So how is that different here? Because
the Seahawks have been hot for the past 3, 4, 5 weeks. Can they keep that hotness going? That's a long year. It's a long NFL season. A lot of bumps and bruises and stuff like that. Where Green Bay is getting hot past couple weeks.
Okay.
And that's what could catapult you into the playoffs.
Okay. Well, Tim, what do you think about this game? Who do you have?
Well, and Anthony, too, they also have a quarterback named Sam Darnold that's still quarterbacks. What will we see from him in the playoffs? Anyway, I think Old Man Rivers pulls it out. You see that? Old Man Rivers. I think Indianapolis wins. I think they used the running attack. I think Jonathan Taylor gets back onto what they were originally doing, which is having him run the ball, and then Daniel Jones was play action. I think that's what they do on Sunday. I know that defense is really good. I think the spread is 13.
Yeah,
I see them covering it. Huh?
It's the biggest spread in the NFL this weekend.
I see them covering it and maybe right there at the end, if not winning it. I think old man Rivers gets him just enough. Because you got to remember, they don't have any tape on him. He hasn't played in 5 years. So I think they win. I think old man. I think it's more of lean on Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but
And
like,
hope their defense can play better.
if you're
Or
a
play
Colts,
better.
if you're a Colts player right now, why wouldn't you be sitting there being like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like,
Right.
what the like? We're grabbing a guy off the which. Oh wait, did the Colts do that? They did that a couple years ago when they grabbed Jeff Saturday off of a random ass coach. They just like Philip Rivers. The last time we've seen him publicly was when
Right.
he was with John Gruden via Barstool, and
Mhm.
he had one child, I think his grandchild, in his arm, and he was so doing this. It's like, okay, that's a lot different than taking a snap and a
Right.
live defense coming after you. The last thing I'll say too about the Seahawks, they're ball hawks.
Yeah.
They want that ball. So running the ball might actually work in their favor, but be ready for punch outs. Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
But the play action, you can't screw up because you give turnovers in Seattle. That 12th
Mhm.
man is real now because of how Seattle's been playing. So,
I was just gonna ask that. Where is it? Is it in Seattle?
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be tough, especially like because I was thinking like in 2020 they didn't have crowds, right? So you were playing with an empty
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah.
So now you're
Yeah.
gonna go to Seattle with the 12th man audience. Like that's gonna be such an uproar. I mean, I hope he doesn't shake in his boots too much, but I do have the Seahawks winning this game.
And last thing too, why wasn't Matt Ryan contacted? Do you think Matt Ryan was contacted?
No, he don't want nothing to do with that. I think he's out. I mean, I think he's totally out. No, I
It's the
think
Rivers,
he's
isn't it?
fine right where he's at in CBS at the pregame and postgame shows. I think he's done. I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I think Rivers is just cocky enough to say, "Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah,
Well, and I do love what he said at the press conference, like saying that, which the reporter asked him, "What was your playing weight and what do you weigh today?" And he was like, "Okay, yep, that's a little different." Because he does. He looks like a tackle out there. Like
Right,
he looks a big boy. The other thing too is I love how he said it, and this is just a football guy right here. That where he said, "I'm not going to run away from challenges. I'm going to take them face on. This is a challenge." I love that. At the same time too, just don't die on the field. Okay.
Just get up every time. Don't forget
Yes.
to get up. Don't stay
Like-
down.
Because if he gets hurt, this is going to be the laughing stock about them bringing him in when Riley Leonard's there. I will say Riley Leonard and Philip Rivers have a good relationship. They actually live really close to each other. Riley Leonard talked about that. So maybe this is more just also a mentoring because who knows? Maybe Riley Leonard's the future.
right.
So this was the confirmation that Riley is out this game.
No. He's backup.
Yeah,
Riley's the backup.
Yeah.
because he's
Oh
got
my
the knee
God.
issue. Yeah,
They let a retiree come back in front of him. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's the thing. I mean, just like all the
Yeah.
people that are out there that could be a quarterback that come. I'd trust Brady Quinn. I know he hasn't played in 10 years, but I would
Right.
still trust Brady Quinn because that dude's still built like a brick shithouse
Yeah.
over Philip Rivers. 44 years old. What was Tom Brady? 45?
45 when he retired.
But Tom
And his
Brady,
team was 8-9 his last season. They were 8-9 and made the playoffs.
but he was and it's also another thing too if he was 44 as a backup.
Right.
But 44 not playing, not doing
Yeah.
training camp, not doing anything like
Yep.
that. Like he's not game ready. He's not even worn a jersey in 5 years. So
Right.
Woof. All right. Well, Tim, why don't you take us into your best bets? Let's hope you go 4-0 this weekend.
Yes, let's hope. Well, since we have such a small schedule for the college, we're going to load up more on the pros. Since I did do 2-0 last week, we'll start out with the Army-Navy game. Navy is the most consistent team this year and should be favored in this game. But the underdog is 6-3-1 in the last 10 meetings. Army is 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 meetings against Navy. Navy is just not good enough on defense to be laying a touchdown. Give me Army, and I'll take the 6 points.
yeah.
Cleveland and Chicago. The Browns have failed to cover in 12 of the last 16 games as an underdog, while the Bears are 8-2 as favorites since December of 2023. I don't love the hook on top of this key number, but I think the Bears win by double digits. Give me the Bears, and I'll lay the 7.5. Scares me.
Mhm.
Buffalo versus New England. The underdog has covered 7 of the last 10 games. The Pats have won 10 straight and have covered 7 of them. The Bills have covered the spread in 9 of their last 10 Sunday games against teams with winning records. The Bills are in a must-win situation, and Josh Allen is capable of putting this team on its back. But I like the Pats at home. This is more of a money line. It says 1.5.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably just take them on the money line. And finally, Green Bay and Denver. The Packers have covered the spread in each of the last 4 road games, found a division win, while the Broncos have won the last 11 at home. Denver is a 2.5-point underdog at home. What the bleep? I think this is a close game, and I think Will Lutz field goal wins it. So give me the Broncos, and I'll take the 2.5 at home.
Yeah, I like those. The only one that makes me a little bit nervous is the Bears, and because the Bears always find a way to play down to their talent or playing against. That one makes me a little nervous because Myles Garrett's still pretty damn good. So,
yeah, and he's going to want to break that sack record this weekend. But I think that defense can get after Shedeur. I think this is probably the toughest defense he's went up against.
Yeah.
So,
and they're ball hawks. So if Shedeur throws it up there, it's going to get taken.
Damn right. Byard will intercept it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is episode 172 where we talked about college football and the NFL. Please, if you have time on Saturday, I know we're Christmas shopping and all that stuff. Please sit down to watch the Army-Navy game because we just need a little unity in this world of the United States right now, the best country in the world. We also talked about the must-watch games on NFL because there's some good games on Sunday. And we will talk on Monday about the recaps of these games and talk about what's coming up for Monday night and Sunday night games, as we will be talking about those as well. You guys have a great weekend. If you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all those as well. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.